Building downtown. Building downtown. Building downtown.
Hey, listen to Building Downtown. Don't forget to follow us on social media at The Building DT. You can subscribe and follow our shows on YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, wherever you get your podcasts from. I'm your host, Jason Kelly. You can follow me at JKellyMMA. Joined tonight with Amy Barton. Krill Kasatsky can't be here. You can follow Amy at Ames Bell. And we're back doing the KOTD thing again. We got a guy who's, whether you know it or not, been part of probably every battle you've ever watched for the most part. He's named after fruit. Not sure why. The first time I told Amy about him, she said, "What is he and can I eat him?" Ladies and gentlemen, pimps, players, and hoes, we got Avocado in the house. How's it going, my man?
Very, very good. It's an honor to be here tonight. Thank you all for having me. Appreciate it.
I'm glad you're here too. So we're gonna kick things off with I'm gonna admit one of my recent mistakes, and it's we want to expose you. We want to bring out the deep dark secrets of Avocado. So about 3 weeks ago, had Direct on the show. About 19 minutes in, realized I didn't press record. How many times have you had things like that happen throughout your career? Because when we talked to Direct afterwards, we redid the opening with him. He was like, yo, don't even talk to me about fucking up. He said he's done it so many times, he's even forgot to record battles. So we got to hear. We see the greatness of Avo, but what about the mistakes of Avo?
Oh, I made so many mistakes. I made so many mistakes in my career. Plenty of them. It's like, talk about not hitting the record button. That's happened to me before. We actually have like fail-safe set up now, to where we have like 4 different things recording the battle. So if one of us does forget to press record, it's recorded. And then if somebody forgets to press the other thing that's recording the secondary backup, there's a third one. And then if God forbid the third one goes down, there's a fourth one. So it's definitely been a long road of learning from those mistakes, and I've made a lot of them in my day. Like everything from like not changing the camera batteries, from like before Arsenal conceded is about to happen, and then Arsenal wraps for 17 minutes. The batteries run out in the middle of this round, so we lost that. Cameras
or like
overheated, battles. Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff that I've done in my career that I've like learned from, and you know there probably will be more stuff in the future that I'm like, oh man, that was stupid. I shouldn't have done that. But yeah, I'm not perfect by any means in the film world.
I just want to say, since Jason, you now said this on the air, I threw my own ass under the bus with Direct for your dumb ass not recording that shit.
Yes, you did.
I sure did. So anyway,
you and Amy and Krill, our usual co-hosts with us, they're both telling me, yo, you have to ask him to redo the opening, because it was after right after Des and Frak, right? It was like 2 or 3 days after that. So that was one of the first things we talked about. Obviously, everyone wanted to hear Direct talk about that. So I'm like, there's no way. And in my head, I'm like, what the fuck am I going to do? How am I going to make this work? What am I going to do with the intro now? And finally, Amy's like, do you mind if I say it was me? I was like, by all means, if you want to do it. But he was super cool about it. And by the end, before we even done the show, I felt like, you know what, I'd even ask him by that point. But I didn't know Direct, right? So
I don't either. What the fuck?
So a half hour after talking to him, I was like, oh, I don't want to be that asshole that he ever wants to speak to again. Super
Direct
cool.
is an awesome guy. He's a really, really nice human being. I've really enjoyed working with him again, the Grand Prix. So it's awesome because, you know, I've been working with Direct for fucking 12 years now. It's grind time. So it's been a minute, to say the least.
Yeah, no kidding. I saw on Matt Hoffa's show the other day. You said, what was it, 2003 was the first time you filmed a battle?
Yeah, but I mean, it's like I don't really know whether I should count that or not because it wasn't like official. It's like I wasn't hired to film it. I basically went to a battle and filmed the battle. Like I went as a spectator and brought my camera and filmed it. So it's like I don't really know whether to count that or not. So, but I've been into battle rap forever. I've been into battle rap since 1998. And I've actually battled. I battled in 2001. So, yeah, it's been a long road to say the least.
Yeah, I saw you talking about that somewhere, or maybe you're commenting online. This is a while back about you battling in the past, or maybe it was on your show, one of your shows, and you said like you were just fucking trash. Was it fucking tough to go back and watch? Yeah.
I was super bad. I was so.
Well, you were also like
really,
16
really
though,
horrible.
right? When you were like,
Yeah,
I chose
yeah,
my name because
I
I was a dumbass.
Yeah, I was 15 or 16 at the time. So like wildly ignorant young avocado. And like at first I like signed up to enter this freestyle battle tournament as a joke. I'm like, I'm just gonna go out there and like do something stupid, But then like, when I entered it, I was like, okay, I'm gonna actually kind of take this serious and try to win. And then, it's like I thought of like a couple like premeditated lines when I was going up there. I'm like, okay, if I battle a guy who's like slightly overweight, I'm gonna think of this. If I battle a skinny guy, I'm gonna say this. And then I like battled a guy that was kind of bigger, and I said my pre-vet, and nobody reacted to it. I didn't know what else to do, so I just started styling. And literally such some like I was like, I don't know what else to say. My name is Kyle Gray. Like really corny stuff like that. And then I touched his hat. I was like, you have a really cool hat. And then I touched it, and then they're like, no touching, no touching. Like I was like gonna hurt him or something. But then he went and he did pretty good and made fun of me looking really young and said like I used my allowance to pay for my entry fee, which was kind of funny. And yeah, so and then it was really hilarious, man. When I got off stage, I was like walking through the crowd. It was straight up like 8 Mile or something. I'm like walking through the crowd. I just lost, and the crowd like booed me. I'm walking through the crowd, and this guy goes, he like passed me in the back. He's like, "We all start somewhere, man." Little did he know I would dedicate my whole life to battle rap. Who's the joke on now? Bazooka, come on.
That's fucking amazing.
Imagine if that guy remembers that and knows who you are. That's got to be something else, eh? Like fucking, you know what I mean? One of those things like, hey, you know what? One time in fucking whatever year it was, I spoke to that guy and I said blah 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 to him. His friends were probably like, "You're full of shit, man. Have another beer."
Little did you know,
for
it's Mindbender. Plot twist.
yeah, totally it's Mindbender or somebody else like Thesaurus that was in the crowd. I don't know.
Isn't Mindbender was the best, eh? Those reactions, his face at some of those KOTD battles.
Come on.
Yeah, I actually knew about Mindbender like way before I got into battle rap. Well, not got into, but way before I was like a part of the industry. Back in like 2002, 2003, I was like really into Scribble Jam, and there was this website called philaflava.com. And I used to post on the message boards there. I was always like pretty much a geek, like a computer geek. I would just go on message boards all the time.
You were?
And, like post about battle rap. Yeah, I am.
Okay, Dragon Ball Z, but anyway.
Exactly. I'm the biggest nerd. But yeah, I knew about Mindbender from there. Like I saw him in the forums there, and he was a big forum poster in Philaflava. I remember when I met him the first time, I'm like, damn, I've like been talking to you for so long online. And now he's just the wonderful, sensational guy that he is today.
When did you start coming up to Canada for the KOTDs? Like what event was it? The first one?
World Dom1.
World Dom1?
My first Canadian event. I forget what year that is. I want to say 2009. 2008 or 2009. Because
who was on
like,
that?
Accelerated really fast. Because it's like I was looking back, I'm like, okay, like what's the like chain of events for like how things happen in like the King of the Dot, like because I was like, when did Cannabis battle Diz? And I'm pretty sure it's 2012 or 2010. I don't really remember the exact date he battled him, but I was like, God damn, it's like because I started filming battles in 2008, so it's like that shit went from fucking like me filming on like a SD like video camera to me filming on a Red hella quick. Like, within
shit!
2 years, it accelerated.
Wait. A side note though, like you were working, but like for you, if that was the first one you did up there, like what was the vibe for Holohan and Pat for you?
Oh, it was fun. It was fucking really cool. That was my first time meeting any of those guys, and I was a big King of the Dot fan before I was filming for them. I was watching the Grand Prix back then, in like 2009. And I always just liked King of the Dot. I always liked the battlers a lot. I feel like they had like interesting like character attributes, and they were like, I don't know, I just really gravitated towards them. And I always knew about Pat Stay because when I first got introduced to the scene in the West Coast, I was filming this documentary on the West Coast battle scene called Fresh Coast, and I was filming with Awkward. And Awkward was like, dude, have you ever heard about this guy, Pat Stay? He's like incredible. He battles up in Halifax, Canada. And this was before Grind Time. This was back in like 2007 that Awkward was like raving about Pat Stay. So I was like, I've been known about Pat, and Pat has like always kind of been a legend in my mind. And then meeting him, I was like, whoa, you're really tall. You're a really big guy.
Dude.
So, but Holohan and Pat was one of the best battles I've ever filmed. You know, that battle made everybody want to do buddy battles. You know, like two friends battling each other. Because before that, it was kind of like no crew members will ever battle each other because that's against hip hop code and, you know, all that stuff. And then when they did it, people were like, oh, actually, that can make classic battles.
Matter of fact,
the best king that's one of the best King of the Dot battles ever. And yeah, it was really intense in the room. It was fantastic. I feel like that was definitely one of my favorite battles I've filmed. Period. So yeah, dope battle.
That was the first KOTD event I went to, as well.
Oh really?
That's great. Yeah, that's crazy. That was something else
me
too.
too, both.
Yeah, no shit, eh? So I remember going to that too, thinking, like, you know, should I, like, I gotta watch my back probably, right? Like, I'm thinking we're gonna be like in 8 Mile or some shit when I get there.
Yeah.
And I remember standing outside the venue waiting to get in, and two guys in front of me, they weren't like on the card or anything. Well, I guess they battle, or like local battlers or whatever, right? I don't know if they went on to be something or not. But these two white nerdy guys, and they're talking about how they do like Shakespeare plays and stuff, and how it really helps with their battle presence and shit. And I'm like, where the fuck am I right now? Yeah, it was not at all what I expected, right? I'm glad too, because I mean, I don't want to go to a venue and have to worry about getting stabbed or something, right? Like, I want to go and have a good time. So all KOTD events I went to, I never felt any sort of threat there. You know what I mean? I never got a bad vibe. It always felt like a safe place. And they damn near rape you when you freaking go in the door. The way they pat you down and stuff, they stick their hands right down the waist of your pants. But whatever.
I got the wrong job.
At least I'm not getting shanked, right? So I don't give a shit. Fondle me up a little bit.
I'm in the wrong business. Shit.
Word, yeah. I never felt like any sort of way about those events at all. I mean, it is kind of funny because I did notice that like when I went out there, I was like, damn, like Canadians do like to fight a lot. You know, I noticed that.
Which is counterintuitive as fuck.
Yeah, like they're so polite, so nice, but I kind of liked it because I was like, okay, they'll fight, but guns aren't going to come out. You know, nobody's going to get shot. Because it's like, I've been to battle events in the States where that's happened. Like one specifically in LA, I was walking away and like one of the battlers started shooting in the air, and I was just like, man, this shit is fucking wild, dog.
Mm-hmm.
I did not sign up for this.
Like, obviously you remember you styling on me. You remember that video, right? That's kind of what I expected, right? That's what I expected. I was like, oh man, every battle might end like this. There's potential. And then you see someone like Step Easy. I'm like, oh, cheddar cheese, right? I'm like, oh, that guy's not fucking with anyone.
Oddly enough, those two guys are going to be the first guys to brawl. Cheddar cheese is definitely throwing.
Yeah. I've drank with Step Easy back in the day. From what I understand, he hasn't, or he's slowed down his drinking over recent years since having a kid and stuff. My buddy's cousin and Step are actually best friends, right? So, back in the day though, he could certainly put him away and act awfully fucking wild. I've heard stories, as I'm sure you probably you either know about them or were there, or some of the same ones, right? Yeah, he's a wild.
Yeah, there was always. I think it's also a product of like. At that time, we were all so young. You know, even the battlers were so young, so we're still like kind of growing up.
Yeah.
And like, unfortunately, like people would douche. Like I'm only 2 years sober. It's like I have filmed King of the Dot events fucking drunk before.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's like I'm not one to talk. You know, I've
Yeah.
definitely had my fair share of fuck ups, like while being intoxicated. But yeah, the King of the Dots, man, it was always a good time. I was just actually talking to Clayton about this, that we haven't actually been to Toronto in hella long, because we used to go up there literally like every other month to film events, and it's been quite a while. It's kind of interesting now, and now we're just like driving all over America filming battles.
It's crazy where the journey's taken you, eh? Because I know you've even done stuff over like in England. And what's have you been anywhere that people might not like know? Like, have you done? I know it's huge in the Philippines, right? Not necessarily the Philippines. Have you been there? But anywhere like that, or some place that's not United States, not Canada, not England?
I mean, I went to Hawaii, not to film a battle, but I judged a battle event actually out there in Hawaii.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
What do you mean you judged a battle?
Yeah, I judged a freestyle battle competition back in 2008. Like when I made Fresh Coast, it got into this film festival out there, and I flew out there because like my good homie's now wife, she's from Hawaii. We kind of used it as an excuse to go to Hawaii. And when I was out there, they had a freestyle battle. They're like, "Oh, Avocado, do you want to judge it?" And I was like, "Whoa!" And this was 2008, so I'm still like, not used to having any sense of authority in battle rap. I was like, what?
And also, did they call you Avocado or did they call you Kyle?
They called me Avocado, which is kind of funny, Amy, because it's like now when people call me Kyle, to me that's more endearing. I'm like, oh, like when somebody's like, "Hey, Kyle," I'm like, "Fuck yeah, you're like, you know me."
Earlier
But back
when we
then,
couldn't
if
get
somebody
you.
calls me Avo, I'd be like, "Oh, you know me, you know the battle rap persona, Avocado." But now I'm like, "Oh fuck!" Like I'm so sick of people calling me Avocado.
When I was talking to Jason,
yeah, it was
couldn't
cool.
get you. I was
It was
like,
a cool
"Come on,
trip.
Kyle, we're not doing this." And then I was like, "Why did I say that? Ew, no,
Word.
not you."
Word.
One.
Stop calling him Pete. His name's Thesaurus.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's like that. When people learn, I mean, the thing about that is Pete is just easier to say than Thesaurus.
Yeah.
Thesaurus is 2 syllables. Pete is just 1. So Pete wins every time.
Speaking of Pete's battling this weekend, this Sunday against Disaster. I was saying
the rematch.
Yeah, I was saying yesterday when we had Direct on that if this was a regular KOTD card, you'd have to think this would be the main event, right? And it would have a ton of buzz around it. And it doesn't seem like that many people are talking about it. I expect a lot more buzz about it. Obviously, like I said,
I disagree still.
I know I don't see it out there, but I obviously you know your history. You know what's what. What do you think about this battle? Like what excites you about this? Someone who's a longtime battle rap fan. You're getting this rematch that's been in the making for years. What are your thoughts on it?
I mean, I think it's going to be a fantastic battle, like you said. Like they battled back in 2008, and this was actually kind of when they first battled. Diz really wasn't known at all. He was kind of a newcomer, and Thesaurus was like the big fucking name, and it was Thesaurus' second written a cappella battle, and he just came off his battle with Madness where he did great. So it was kind of interesting. He was taking this Disaster guy, and Diz came on and fucking blew everybody out of the water with just his energy, his breath control, his performance. People like have never seen anything like it. If you've never seen Diz battle in person, you can't really understand it until you see him battle, and you're like, holy shit, this dude is fucking something else. So yeah, I mean, they both thought they won the first battle because it's not a judge, or it was judged, or maybe it wasn't. I forget like if it was or wasn't. But I think grind time battles were judged back in the day.
Yeah.
And I think Diz won. Like I'm pretty sure Diz won on the judgments. So Thesaurus thinks he won now. Diz still thinks he won. So I think there's like definitely something to be said having it been 12 years later, and especially 50K on the line, with all the controversy of the Disaster Frak battle, and then them also both being West Coast legends in battle rap. I think this match is fucking incredible on paper, and I think it's going to live up to the hype. I don't see how it really can't in my eyes. I'm such a big fan of both of these guys. I think it's going to be amazing.
Yeah, there's surprising battles or matches that are going to get made throughout this tournament, depending on who wins, right? And you never know. Like you get Carter came in against Clone, and Clone capitalized on that opportunity, right? It's so that's what I love about this. But the flip side also is this Disaster versus Thesaurus is something people have wanted for years, right? People want to see this rematch. So it's cool that we get to see something like that in this. Because if Frak would have won, or the judges would have gave it to him, we would have got Frak Thesaurus rematch, and they just battled in November. That's kind of too soon for a rematch, in my opinion. So it's
totally
cool
agree.
The tournament brought us this, even though Frak got screwed in a lot of people's opinions.
Yeah, exactly. I think ultimately it's like a better thing for everybody, like a better outcome in my opinion. It's like we see a rematch that's 12
also
years
Frak
old.
got a good look that he would never have gotten, so
yeah yeah, exactly. So I don't know, I think it worked out for the better, like ultimately in my opinion. And then the second battle is Saint versus Active, who I think is a cool thing because it's like they're both both haven't really had a lot of spotlight on either of them. I think Saint has actually had more spotlight than Active has in my mind. And Saint has kind of gotten some bigger looks. He's like battled B Magic, and he's kind of like he battled Geechee. That's where Geechee kind of took off on King of the Dot. But they're both from LA. They're both kind of from the same crew. Crack City and Death Certificate aren't the same crew, but it's like they're friends, So I think it's going to be pretty fucking heated. And they both really, really want it really bad. I know that Saint is a lot of people's like new favorites right now. And I know Active isn't going to take Saint lightly in the slightest. So I'm looking forward to that one. It's going to be competitive as fuck.
So look, we obviously know where your allegiance would be personally, but beyond that, like, what do you think of the other three divisions? Like, and who do you see coming out of each one?
Shit, to be honest with you, the other three divisions have like, it seems like each time it's been super impressive. It's like, I went into the South knowing that I think I'm privy to Clone, because I edited one of his battles for Bullpen. Shout out to John. So I was familiar with him, and when I was editing his battle, I texted John. I was like, dude, this dude Clone is something else. Like, you definitely, like, you got a fucking star in the making with this guy. And I was so happy that he did so good. Unfortunately, obviously I'm not stoked that Carter didn't do as good as he had hoped. Sure. And then Chef Trez, I think, is going to make it out of the division. I think Saya Boy did fucking absolutely incredible.
You better get that right, though.
Word.
And matter of fact, whoever's doing your graphics desperately needs to get that name right.
Yeah, Hayes the FM. Yeah, that's his new name.
We had a lengthy conversation with him about that, and he is very staunch that it is Family Man or Family Man Hayes. The end. Full stop.
Yeah, word. It's like it's unfortunate because that name is so fucking long. I can't actually fit it within the graphics I've made. Hayes the Family Man. There's so many letters. I'm like, God damn, dude! Like, you had to choose a 4 fucking word name. But yeah, Sai killed it. He did fucking fantastic. The East is amazing, of course. The fucking mecca of hip hop. You can never discount them. Jay Murda, I think, showed out heavily. Impressed a lot of people. I thought Eddie and Excel had like the best back and forth of the whole fucking tournament. Obviously Eddie is fucking a good friend of mine, and I feel like he's like the biggest hidden gem in battle rap, period. And Excel, I don't know why people still sleep on Excel. Like, he's just been killing it for so fucking long. I feel like he could be I feel like a lot of people are even sleeping on him to take the whole fucking thing. And then Ice, of course, is just the man. So it's going to be Ice versus Excel, and then Show Off versus Jay Murda. Those battles are both going to be competitive as living fuck. And then You got the North, which is pretty much like, goddamn, like, I don't think very many people saw it going this way. Like, Times did the upset of the century, beating Real Deal, the champ of King of the Dot. And that battle.
I mean, do you have a personal feel on that though? What does Avocado think about that decision?
I mean, I thought it could go either way. I think the thing is though, like me being in the building, I kind of I feel a little bit differently than the people online were feeling, because I remember looking at the chat during a couple of people's rounds and being like, I wonder if people in the chat are feeling how I'm feeling. And I'll look at the chat and be like, oh, people feel like completely different than me. So maybe it's on video, it's a lot different. In the building, it felt definitely heavily, and not heavily, but like Times definitely was doing incredible. And it was a good back and forth, and I honestly could see it going either way. I know that the fans vote had Real Deal taking it, but I by no means think it was a robbery, quote unquote. I don't think in my opinion, I don't think there's been a robbery in this tournament yet. And I think every battle that people are calling robbery could
Don't
be
say
debated.
yet. Come on, man.
Not yet. Yeah, exactly. And let's see what else. We got Times winning. Gage and Marv. Fortunately, Gage didn't perform as he had hoped. I'm a big Gage fan. Gage is phenomenal.
You know what?
Marv
Gage was like,
winning.
he was the darkest horse to me. I was like, he's the dark horse. He's the dark horse. And then I was like, God damn it, he's not the dark horse.
Yeah, for real, because his battles are fucking incredible. Like, he's so good. I just think maybe the 2-minute rounds isn't really what he's made for. He's not catered towards that. And then Marv just did incredible. Marv did amazing. And then we also got Sharon, who, Sharon is like one of the best battle rappers ever.
Dude,
so it's like, like how could we ever discount that guy? Corey's the fucking man. And then what's the last one I'm forgetting? So Sharon, Marv, Times, who else made it? City and Joey Gambello. Yeah, that was a dope fucking battle. I'm a big Joey.
I was pleasantly surprised by that one. In fact.
Yeah, City did really good. Minus him dropping the F-bomb, which kind of was fucking not cool at all.
I need to weigh in on that, because there were people on the stream going, "Chill out, y'all. He said maggot," and I was like, "No, he did not."
Yeah. Well, they're trying to, curb the narrative, which it's like, of course, we're gonna want to do that, but yeah, unfortunately, he said a word that you can't say on Twitch, but hopefully he learns from that and we move on.
Was there any fallout or anything from that, or was that just like we finally got one out of the streams, don't do it again?
Yeah, I think it's more of that, of like, dude, just don't say that word. But he did incredible. So City and Times is gonna be a dope fucking battle. And then Sharon and Marv is going to be a really fucking tight battle. Like, all the battles I feel like we're getting out of this tournament, like, and the only rematch we get is Diz versus Pete, which is a 12-year-old rematch. So it's not like it feels like, we've already seen this. Like, ugh, So, I don't know. It's fire.
So wait, I've been asking this, but like, with Sharon and Marv, do you feel like that's one of those like styles make fights, it's gonna be dope kind of things, or are you kind of like cringy, like this could be like really great or really fucking awful?
I think Sharon and Marv is gonna be really competitive, because I know they both really, really want, and also they're both fucking. I mean, I'm comfortable with calling Sharon a vet, because he is, in my opinion.
Sure,
I think those
even though
guys
he's
are both. Yeah, I think those guys are both vets. So I think it's gonna be fucking super, super dope. I was pretty fucking happy with how serious Marv took this, and I think 50K definitely puts like an Energizer bunny in people's like battery set, like it's $50,000, like a lot of money. I would like that money. This is the filmer battle.
Oh, Mr. I'm not spitting.
Yeah, sign me up. 50K would change my life right now. to say the least.
I've been pushing with a few of the guests for a 2-on-2 in the finals. Direct and Poison Pen versus Lush and Organic. Direct says he's with it. I already said balls in your court, Lush and Organic. Sharon and I were talking about that though. Sharon said he's like, it would not be good. They're too far away from it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, Direct is probably the only perhaps like Pen and Direct. Yeah, so Pen and Direct. I feel like they might fucking get on Organic and Lush. You know, I don't know if Organic even raps anymore. So
no, I can tell you.
You gonna out yourself, maybe? I don't have to do it this time.
I'm out my you don't know. I'm taking your power. No, he does not. The last time I had him on a show, which was at this point I feel like 10 years ago, I was like, bro, you have so much to say, so spit some shit. And he was like, I no.
Yeah, he's too busy being the businessman that he is. He's successful, so yeah. I don't know. 2-on-2s would be dope to host at the end. That'd be fun. Maybe we could like impromptu make them freestyle battle on the spot like the old days.
Yeah.
I mean, somebody fly out Shuffle T and Marlo then.
Yes.
Yeah. They're my favorites.
Do you like filming the Grand Prix? There's a lot that goes into it. So obviously, and you have to be at every single event, right? No matter where it's going down in the States. Obviously, you'd love this or you wouldn't do it, but would you prefer doing, different events 3 weekends a month type thing, whether it be URL, whether it be KOTD, RBE, whoever it is, or do you prefer this better where it's that grind for 10, 12 weeks, whatever, and then you get a break?
Shit, man. I mean, what I like about this is that it's new, and that we're trying. Like, I feel like the product we're presenting on screen is one of the best products we've done, and it's definitely because of us taking this on the road and taking this really serious, and we're literally dedicating our lives to this like every single day. And yeah, it's a great opportunity, and I definitely like new opportunities. I like new challenges. It's shaking things up. And it's kind of cool to watch something go from start to finish and like see the fruition of it all. And like kind of work with everybody along the way. I feel like that's
it's your baby.
A really cool aspect of this. Yeah, for sure, exactly. And me and the film team are the only people that are going to be at every single event. There's nobody else, period, that has been at every single one. So it's kind of like we're fucking the engine that's keeping this car running.
Certainly.
So wait, tell me this. For the fans, anybody watching, by and large, for being 4 streams in, it's been pretty much flawless, but I'm sure there's been some fuckery on your end. Like, give us some insight into the back end of how it's all unfolded from week 1 till now.
Well, I think basically like week 1, we were kind of just feeling stuff out. I'm using a brand new system that I've never used. I'm doing actually like a bunch of stuff I've never done before with this whole production, and it's stuff that I've always wanted to do. Like I made like custom color grades for every single environment. I have instant replays now. I'm like getting the time between battles where it's like it goes directly from the battle to the commentary. There's not like a break with music videos anymore. It's like more fast paced. So that's been improving every event along the way. I've just been like constantly improving it. Like, okay, we like need to add a camera. We need to add a camera just for commentary. We need to do this, that, or the other so it can be quicker. We need to buy this piece of equipment so the B camera could focus faster. Like, there's just a bunch of stuff that's going into it, and we can only really improve it by doing it and having the experience. But yeah, I mean, I appreciate you saying it's been flawless, but there's definitely been in my eyes things that like I'm like, ooh, that wasn't perfect, by any means. But I'm also, I'm a pretty big, I don't want to say perfectionist, but I have really high expectations And that's definitely something I'm working on personally, to not have such high expectations of not only myself but my work. So I definitely aspire to great heights with my products.
What are some of the challenges you go up against when you're looking at a venue? Like when you're filming, is there any consulting that happens with you when KOTD or URL is booking a venue?
Excuse me, not.
Look, you got to put a rider in there about no more rain through the fucking roof, okay?
Yo, but I mean, honestly, that venue in Atlanta did work really well. Besides that, I'm actually, so when King of the Dot initially booked this tournament, they showed me the locations they had, and they were going to go with studios that have the white cyc wall, like a photo studio.
Oh,
and
okay.
I was like, those. Yeah, I mean, it's cool if you were going to shoot products, but they're not battle rap. That's not where I picture a battle taking place. I'm like, let's put them in grungy warehouses, because
we need a bunker.
Yeah, exactly. More aligned towards the bunker, because to me, that's kind of what battle rap looks like in my mind. Urban, It's gritty, it's raw. It's not fucking getting makeup done in a photo studio. So I actually picked out a bunch of venues and sent them over to King of the Dot, and they've been sending me the venues that they pick out, and I've been approving them. So I've been pretty much with them every step of the way for the look of this. And I've been, collaborating with them as much as I can for certain decisions, and just giving my input along the way. But definitely the look was heavily influenced by what I wanted it to look like. And I'm really happy with the way that each venue has looked different, and the things I've wanted to include in each venue. I feel like it's really been it's catered towards, in my eyes, battle rap being authentic and just to its roots, and not making it look overly polished and something out of a soap opera. It looks to me gritty, raw, battle rap.
So wait, is your contract with King of the Dot or with Twitch, or is there some kind of dual thing going on?
It's with King of the Dot. And I don't have a contract. I'm a freelancer, so it's if they wanted to fire me tomorrow, they could. But yeah, that's definitely probably not going to happen. But yeah, the contract and the job is directly with King of the Dot. So if this goes well, stuff is on the horizon.
If this goes well, they'll have me back forever and ever, like they always have.
Would you ever sign exclusively to somebody, say strictly KOTD or strictly URL, so you can't do anything else?
No, I would not.
I didn't think so.
I would never do that with anybody. And the only way that, I mean, the thing is, it's that wouldn't benefit anybody, in my opinion. It would create a monopoly, and it wouldn't be good for battle rap, because my mantra is I want to grow this whole entire industry. And I want this industry to get big to where the battlers aren't struggling to pay bills, where the talent is actually living comfortably, and where the talent isn't battlers aren't having to battle every fucking weekend just so they can live, an average lifestyle. These fools are fucking entertaining the highest entertainers in the world, Drake, Chris Brown. People watch battle.
Yeah.
Ice-T.
Yeah.
And these fools are struggling to make $50K a year. I'm not saying everybody's like that, because obviously some battle rappers make decent money. But at the same time, to me, I want the industry to be so big to where battle rappers are making six figures a year, and they're getting paid good for each battle, to where they can battle once every couple months, so they're not oversaturating themselves.
Right.
And I don't really see that vision would happen with me just working with one league, because then other demographics would fall off, and it would create a monopoly where there would be the NFL, and then there wouldn't be any other leagues competing with the NFL, or the NBA. There wouldn't be any other leagues competing with the NBA. So no, I don't want to ever work with just one league. I always want to work with all of them, essentially, and just build battle rap up as a culture, not as a league. like as a culture and an industry as a whole.
What's the biggest venue you filmed at?
The biggest space?
Yeah, yeah. Like, have you filmed in any arenas or anything like that? Even smaller arenas?
No, I haven't filmed at any arenas. The biggest venue I think I filmed at was in Queens. It was the venue that Luke and Calico battled Briz and T-Top. And also it's the same venue that B-Dot battled JC, Geechigati battled T-Top at. That venue, it's called Club Amazura in Queens. It can hold 5,000 people. It's like fucking tremendous. That in the warehouse in Houston, I feel like it's the same size. And both those venues are fucking super, super goddamn big. In terms of like attendance, I don't know what the biggest crowd is that I filmed in front of. I think Summer Impact and Gnome 9 were pretty comparable. There was like thousands of people there, and that was pretty fucking amazing. I definitely missed that aspect of battle rap, being in a sea of just thousands of battle fans, like getting excited and like all being like essentially like homies for like one moment in time and enjoying one thing. It's like a beautiful thing.
So to circle back just slightly, speaking of not being a KOTD employee, how much do you love Ak hosting?
I love Ak hosting. He's great. I think he's amazing. I mean, I will say this: he got thrown into it. That's for damn sure. I mean, nobody planned on him hosting. It was kind of like, yeah, you can do it, and he's done a spectacular job, in my opinion. Like, I think he's done a fucking phenomenal job, and I hope that he keeps doing it. I think the main thing that we should be working towards is having consistency, like consistent judges, consistent commentators, you know, because they'll get better if they keep doing it, you know. We had Dirtbag Dan, who was doing a fucking phenomenal job because he was doing every single one, you know. And then on the flip side, you have J Black and Hennyman, who are fucking absolutely killing it over on URL, and it's because that's their job, and they learn how to do it better. So I think Ak is doing fucking amazing. I'm happy that he's back in the scene and doing being a part of battle rap.
You know who else was awesome that did that? Battle Rap Chris. She used to do a really good job too, I found.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah, Battle Rap Chris.
Yeah. Whatever happened to him? He went to Hip Hop DX or something, didn't he? That's what I heard, I think.
Nah, he actually Battle Rap Chris, he's like he wrestles now. I don't know if professional is the right word, but he does like backyard oil wrestling.
What?
I've heard.
What?
I'm kidding.
What?
I'm really kidding.
Right now.
No, Battle Rap Chris he's a family man. He has a kid now, so salute to him. He's doing incredible, and I think he works at a cannabis promotional company or something like that up in Toronto.
Oh, okay.
But I definitely miss that dude.
Yeah, he was great. He was excellent. Very professional and brought good energy and new stuff. Working with obviously working with Dirtbag Dan, you said was great, but I mean anybody with two fucking eyeballs could see Dan was half in the bag. Now I've had Dan on plenty of times over the years. He's awesome. He's great. Now working with whether it be him or someone else, is it always an extra challenge when you gotta coordinate with somebody who's fucking been drinking or is fucked up on something?
Yes. Yeah. I feel like now we're I mean, when Dan was doing that, I was also fucking drinking. Like, you know, the old King of the Dot events were like the goddamn Wild West. Like, it was like fucking all things go. But nowadays I feel like we're finally at a level where it's like we're taking this shit serious as fuck. Like, this is like we're like putting our lives like literally all into this fully, and I'm not. Nobody is taking this as like, let's show up and party anymore. I feel like everybody's taking this super serious, like a job. Like, nobody in this tournament has showed up inebriated, with a beer in hand while the job is going, you know? So I'm super, super thankful for that shit because it was always a pain in the ass. And I bet people thought I was a pain in the ass to deal with too. So, you know, I can't really talk.
Aww.
Have you had any of your equipment ever broken from whatever it be, fights in the crowd, battlers fighting, just fucking chaos, anything like that, or just some drunk asshole?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah?
my equipment break.
Fuck.
During the disaster mass fight, one of my lenses broke. Let's see what else. I mean, there's just been like typical wear and tear, man. Like equipment breaks all the fucking time. Like we've had to like replace a couple things on the road, equipment wise, and it's been kind of gnarly because we're like, oh, we hope we get this battery charger in time, or else we're kind of fucked.
So what happens? Are you like ordering shit from a particular vendor, or are you somewhere like metro enough that you can walk into a store? Or like what do you do?
Yeah, exactly. We have to order online because I mean, particularly we were waiting till we went to New York to get some equipment from B&H, which I didn't know B&H is run by Hasidic Jews. So basically they were closed for a whole week for holiday. And I didn't know that. Like I was just like, oh, it's B&H is the biggest fucking photography equipment store in the country. And like whenever I've gone to New York, I've gone there just because it's so fun to like play with all the gear. And when we went there, they're like, oh no, it's closed for holiday. I'm like, what fucking holiday? What the hell? But yeah, so we had to order some gear like hella fast then because we're like, shit, we're kind of fucking up Shit's Creek. We've had to rent gear that like, you know, goes faulty. Equipment just breaks. That's kind of just like the name of the game. I think the Diz mass fight was the only like big thing that like broke because of like, you know, a battler. I'm trying to think of anything else. I don't think anything else has really happened. But honestly, I'm not afraid of equipment breaking anymore if there's ever a fight. Like I used to be kind of like shy of like, oh my god, if a fight breaks out, that'd be the worst thing in the world. Oh, the equipment will break. But nowadays I'm just kind of like, man, you can just break people up. It's not like these people can't just be pulled apart, you know.
Yeah.
People fighting. It's like nothing. I don't know. It's just like the fear that was invoked in the Math and Diz fight was like still to this day kind of the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. People like literally thought like Godzilla was fighting King Kong in front of them. I was just like, they're two people. Stop them from fighting. What the fuck?
Yeah, that was a crazy one. Is that probably the most high profile names where you've seen something happen between two battlers at an event you've been at? Or were you at Math and Serious?
The what? I mean, I filmed the rematch.
Yeah, so not the first one.
Yeah, I wasn't there at the first one. But yeah, that fight was pretty wild. The footage, you can actually see me like smiling because I'm just like, I literally like don't know what else to do but just smile and laugh because I was so uncomfortable. I was like, this is so insane what is happening around me. And yeah, that was fucked up. I didn't like that at all. That sucks.
Especially some of the people that would be in that venue, you know what I mean? You got to figure the level of threat is a little higher than say like Club XS crowd. Yeah, for sure. But yeah. There's been some stuff, but you know, honestly, like, and I talk about this pretty often. I feel like people like villainize battle rap pretty often because of like the demographic and like the explicit language and the violence that's being expressed through lyrics. But fights happen in fucking the NBA games all the goddamn time and football games all the fucking time. It's like I just watched the Rams and the Giants play and fucking like Jalen Ramsey like I forget the other fool's name, like on the fight afterwards. It's like that shit happens constantly, but nobody villainizes that shit ever. But it's like just battle rap that they villainize, like, oh, these guys probably fight all the time. And it's like, not at all. It's like I can count on one hand in the 13 years of filming battle rap that I've seen fights. And like only one has been like where it's like that was pretty not cool. Like the rest of them, it's just like it gets broken up. You know, it gets broken up pretty fast, and like nobody really gets hurt. People fight every fucking day, man. It ain't nothing like new, and I just think battle rap gets a bad rap, and I hate that about how people view battle rap. It's like a bunch of like fucking quote unquote gangsters that are like about to shoot each other. It's like it's like these fools go to war with each other, and then they fucking dap it up at the end, man. Like
These
Mhm.
fools have like the utmost restraints too. Like I've seen fights constantly almost happen, and then people are like, keep the peace, you know? So, I don't know.
Wait, fun fact, you're talking to a Canadian who can't even tell you anything about hockey fights. So,
Nah, fuck hockey. It's terrible.
Word.
It's terrible. I'm a combat sports fan. Why do I gotta watch hockey to see fights? Fuck that.
Damn, you're the first Canadian I've met that doesn't like hockey. That's wild.
right? He's such a fucking weirdo. Anyway.
I can't stand it. It's terrible. It's an awful fucking sport. I used to play when I was a
Just
kid,
boring
but
to you? What
it's
does
so
you like
boring.
about it?
It's just nothing happens. They're just going from one end to the other, one end to the other. It's like fucking like soccer. I always say about soccer. Soccer's like watching grass grow with people on it. It's fucking terrible. And hockey's pretty much the same thing, but on ice. I like basketball because when they go back and forth, you know, there's dunks, there's shots, there's blocks, there's this or that. Sometimes there's not even a shot on net for like, you know, half a period or 3/4 of a period hockey. They're 20-minute periods, right? So if 15 minutes and there's not even a shot on net, oh man, I'm fucking tired. I'm turning this off. Combat sports is what I love, and basketball too, like I said. Other than that,
yeah, I used to be the same way about you mentioned soccer. I used to kind of feel the same way about it, but I recently really got into soccer.
Okay, all right. I knew I liked you. All right, we're good. No, I used to play soccer, and I've had this conversation with Jason so many fucking times because he's an idiot. And it's more
so
like
much love.
No, it's more like a physical chess game with soccer.
Yeah, and it's tension building. The whole thing is just tension the whole time, and then like when a goal gets scored, it's just like the biggest relief.
Dude.
I really like it. But yeah, sports are fun. Sports are cool.
Sports are neat.
I love
it's the after school special.
Avocado, we're here to talk about battle rap. What do you think? I like sports ball.
Yeah, just come on here. I'm like, I like turtles.
That's like last night having direct on to have to recap all of round one, and you know about an hour in or so. It's like we're getting ready. We're getting to the end of the recap. Probably start moving towards wrapping it up. He's like, I got a question for you guys. Why does every guest on here get asked if they like MMA, but you won't ask me? And we were like, well, I said, why? You want to talk some MMA? He had this shit in the chamber ready to go. We went for like another 35, 40 minutes talking UFC stuff. Asking us all kinds of questions, shit. It was fun as fuck. But I love that, though. You know, you're on here to talk battle rap, but it goes all kinds of directions, and you get to find out a little bit more about the guest, right? Not just, that's the guy behind the camera that has the name of a hand fruit. There's more to him, right?
Yeah, word.
I can't. Only because I know he's going to listen to this. I just want to be on the record and saying, I still don't fuck with that, dude. If D-Rec thinks we did not ask about MMA, I would not have asked him if he was the Dana White of his time. So anyway, Avocado, I know you've not listened to all of our shows, but so that's inconsequential to you. I'm just putting that out there because I know D-Rec's going to listen. So I can't fuck with y'all on that.
What do you think? What do you think? Is D-Rec the first Dana White of battle rap?
The first Dana White of battle rap.
Yep.
I mean, I think the first Dana White of battle rap was Smack, because Smack had Smack DVD before anybody was really capitalizing on this form of battle rap. So I think he was kind of the first guy to do it. But fucking what Direct did with Grind Time was absolutely amazing, and that influenced Smack to start URL. So without Grind Time, there would not have been URL, but without the Elements League, there wouldn't have been Grind Time. Without Smack, there wouldn't have been the Elements League. Everything one hand washes together with this industry. So.
And without Pat Stay, we would have none of it, according to him.
Yeah, without Pat, none of us would be here.
Okay, so what else we got on deck here? What's coming up? Round 2. We went over round 2. As far as Ice-T being at the thing, have you heard wind of any other celebrity guests that are going to be showing up?
Wait, whoa! So, before that, did you get any FaceTime with Ice-T? Like, was that dope? Did you get a picture? Come on.
No, I didn't. We were like gonna take a picture, but everybody was kind of swarming over pictures. So I was like, I don't want to be that guy. Plus, I'm like, I don't know. I just don't like. I'm not one to take pictures with celebrities, but we tried. But as far as celebrities in the building, I mean, I was really surprised to see Ice-T there. Like, for him to be there in some like fucking dingy warehouse in Jersey with 20 people there, it was pretty impressive.
No shit.
Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully there'll be some celebs. I would like to see some guys.
You know what? I would like to see Eminem.
Word up. Me too. Come out. Come play.
I'm just saying, Detroit, I'm not over all this fucking Twitter bullshit for marketing purposes. So anyway, I'm not salty at all, but whatever.
Yeah. Word. Yeah, it would be dope.
Like D-Rex said yesterday, maybe it was because of the chokes. Or was it Krill said that yesterday? Because there was Shoddy Pete choked 3 times. It's like, oh, maybe that's why. Maybe that's what he was going towards. But I mean, he could have chose different things. We know what he did there. We can all see what you did there, no matter what the purposes were.
Well, we need to have him on. But anyway.
Yeah. All right. So you got this taking up all your time for the next 8 weeks or so. I assume you're not taking any other assignments. I know some events are on Saturdays, Fridays, whatever. But is this this fills up your plate for probably the end of the year?
Pretty much. I think this finishes early December, and then if things go to if all things go well, there's something on the horizon for next year that would be something Battle Rap has never seen before. So hopefully that will be awarded, and we'll see something really, really, really wild. And that will take me into next year. But yeah, I don't have anything booked in the foreseeable future beyond this in Battle Rap.
And there's nothing more than that super vague thing that you can tell us?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I know, too. I mean, I'm in the same boat as you guys. I don't know what's going on.
Hey, Kyle, clear your schedule, but we're not telling you why. I hear you. I see you. All right. Anyway, look, we're not going to keep you but another minute or two because we're over an hour at this point. But I do have a quick rapid fire, don't think on it, don't speak for 10 minutes, either of us, few questions for you.
Okay.
Ice cream flavor of the day.
Cookies and cream.
Kill yourself. Best food on the road. Don't say pizza.
Best food on the road? Apples.
Wait. Oh, Jason, what did I tell you? Wait, what kind of apples?
I fuck with Fiji and Honey Crisp.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you a screenshot later. Okay. Did you have any FaceTime with Immortal Tech?
I didn't. I said hi to him. But it was kind of weird because I said hi to him like we've been buddies forever, and I've never met him. But I was like, what's cracking, Tech? He's like, hey man, and then we just said something like, oh, this is where the battle's taking place. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, we're probably gonna turn around then. Say, okay, I'll be back. And I was like, oh, that's kind of funny. I just talked to him like we know who each other is.
Oh my god! All right, are you working out on the road?
Yeah, I am. I actually have been we've been pulling over and working out sometimes. I've been working out in parking lots. I worked out in the street in the desert, like 100-degree weather, when we were driving out there. So not as much as I would like. I'm not gonna even fucking front, but I have been doing my routine, my calisthenics routine on the road, thankfully.
Where's the gallon?
Where's the gallon? Yeah, I still got it. Oh,
I still got it. You sound like my grandpa. Okay.
Yeah. It's still on me. The gallon's still on me.
Oh my god. Okay. So, lastly, and certainly not least importantly, Clayton's your side guy, right? He's your number one, and he's driving through the night while you're up here doing Rune an Hour. You're doing whatever else you're doing, our show, whatever else you're doing. What you got to put us on speaker. We got to say hello. What's this guy doing?
Hold on, I'll put you on speaker right now. All right, you just gotta. My speaker's kind of bad, so hopefully you can hear you.
That's because you're an iPhone guy, right?
So I can just talk. Hold on one sec. Hi, this is Clayton. Are you supposed to talk to me right now?
Clayton,
Hi.
who elected you to be the chauffeur?
Oh, this is kind of like in my blood sacrifice oath to ruin your day. whatever Kyle says goes.
Aw, no.
When he says he's got a phone call, I got to put pedal to the metal.
I can't with you. All right, so look, we want to hear from the people behind the people, and y'all are both that to differing degrees. So give us your favorite moment from week 1 till now at least, and hopefully we'll have both of y'all back on moving forward before the end of December. So like for you personally, what's been your favorite moment working on this Grand Prix?
I mean, the Frak moment's obviously like the first one that comes to mind. Frak's actually my roommate, so he's lived with me for like a year, so I knew all of his material leading up. So whenever I saw Diz hit that paper, I was like, oh god, exactly what he wanted. And boy, oh boy, did that blow up more than I thought it would. So that's definitely my answer.
Did it was it like kind of a sad
fire.
Was it kind of a sad second for you that not many people know he had a third one in his shoe?
Oh, he didn't even tell me that. I think that was like his secret of all secrets. He didn't even want to tell me. He's got plans on plans, that Fracky.
That Fracky. All right, so look, before we get ready to wrap here, what do you think? Like we asked Avo like his thoughts on the entire rest of the bracket. Do you have any thoughts on how this might play out? Or not even what you want. I know y'all can't be like super partial or whatever, but like, you know, it's been super interesting. So just like, what do you think people expect to happen from here forward? Let's say that.
Well, I mean, if anything's been proven, it's that there's definitely been some unexpected things that have happened. So it's hard for me to like say definitively. I still think Sharon and like Biz and those like go-to names still have like a really high possibility of taking it all. But I mean, after Times beat Real Deal and stuff like that, I'm like, I don't know. But Sharon would be like my go-to if I were to take a guess. As much as he needs $50,000, I still
right. Okay.
But what about you guys? I haven't heard you guys' phone call. What are your guys' called?
For me, Sharon, yeah, definitely. But a dark horse, you know, the first round, each division, it's kind of like had a front runner and a dark horse. But now that we've moved on to round 2, cut down to half the number of battlers. The dark horse in the overall tournament for me right now is Saint.
Yeah.
I really like what that kid brings.
It's starting to get really real now that it's round 2.
Yep.
These people are actually like in the running. I think it's starting to set in with the battlers too. But Saint's definitely up there. Him versus Active is going to be crazy.
Wouldn't it be something else if we saw Active versus Disaster? We were just talking with Avo actually about earlier in the show, Pat versus Holohan, and how that made buddy battles cool. And I mean, you don't get much more of a buddy battle than Active and Diz. They're tight. So I would rather.
Yeah, pretty much any of those combinations would be crazy. Unfortunately, if Active beats Saint and Diz beats Thesaurus, they don't battle each other. They go to battle people from the south.
Yeah.
But then if they both, I'm pretty sure if they both beat the people from the south, then they'll meet up.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure though, if anything gets between a friendship, $50,000 is probably top of the list.
Yeah. I know Jay Murder was talking about him and Show Off. He said that they have an agreement. If Jay Murder was funny, it was actually on the episode of My Expert Opinion that Avo was on.
Oh yeah.
He said that if he wins, he's like, let's keep it real. After taxes, it's 43,000. And he was like, if I win, I throw 10 to Show Off. He's up 10. I'm still up 33. So you meet each other in there and you go on to win. There's enough there that you can take care of your friend if you're the one that knocks them out of the tournament and puts them on their ass.
Yeah, that does sound like a deal.
Yeah, I'd take 10 G's to be somebody's friend. Amy. You want to keep doing this friendship thing? I gotta need a little money. I want American dollars too, not Canadian dollars. Fuck that.
Die in a fire.
Yeah, what is that? Anyway. What's 50,000 like USD? Is that like?
Oh, you know what? Wait. Is it Canadian dollars that the 50 Gs?
No, the tournament's in the States.
Well, I know, but like I don't know how they're doing the money.
I would assume it'd be American dollars. I would think, anyways.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I'm pretty sure it's American dollars, not Canadian.
Yeah, and the conversion on that would be like 70 Gs Canadian.
Yeah, if it was 50 Gs Canadian, it would be like 38 American.
Yeah. We're like it's like 33% we lose if we convert to American money. $100 you get back around like 68 to 70.
Nah.
It's all in coins.
I
wish we had $2 coins here.
Why?
I don't know. It just seems so like unique. I've never seen that before. But that's just my ignorant like American self. It's just like, is this like edible? Like I've never seen this before.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I went to Vegas. I saw $1 coin.
Oh, we're actually driving through Vegas right now.
Oh wow! Yeah, I said to my buddy, I was like, he's American, right? I was like, you guys have coins? And he's, the fuck do you mean? Do we have coins? Of course we have coins. And I was like, I knew you have coins, but I didn't think you had $1 coins.
Yeah, I wish. That's dope. But how's the whole tournament experience from your guys' side? I'm always curious to hear from your side of the screen because we obviously have a skewed perspective.
It's been awesome. We talked about this a little earlier in the show. You know, the overall product's been beautiful. It's been basically flawless. Act doing the hosting's been great. Lush doing his hosting's been great. The captain's been great. The battlers have been great. The performances have been great. I think the only thing that we saw so far was the rain inside the the venue in the south. But yeah, no, it has been. It has been.
Oh, was that really noticeable from your guys'
Oh
side?
Yeah, well, no,
you could hear it.
But also, Ak was like, "This fucking rain, y'all," and we were like,
"Oh yeah."
Yeah,
that
he wasn't hiding.
Bad really, really fast. Like the roof was leaking and stuff, and we were like, "God, if that starts like creeping its way over towards our equipment," we actually did lose one piece of equipment due to the rainwater, unfortunately. But it could have gotten a lot worse, a lot faster. That's a first for me. I can say that in like the years. I've seen fights, I've seen power outages, but I've never seen like a monsoon take us out.
Yeah, I mean, it was weird, right? So, but here's the thing. We talked about this with Avo before you were on speaker. We talked about this with Direct. Like, it's genuinely, as somebody who's watched plenty of other streams, maybe flawless was a really strong word, but comparatively, like, it's been really dope. Like, I there are things that I think that are out of your guys' control. Like the judges with the, Kid Capri, for example, like the tech issues that are always out of your control if they're especially remote. But even Direct said last night, he was like, yo, Avo and his team, like the cutting as soon as that shit happened, like going to something else or a commercial or whatever, like he is a consummate professional. Like that shit was dope. And we were like, well, yep. So there's this thing where like you see all these other live events that have been produced, which by and large are okay or somewhat good. And it just doesn't have the like crisp, pristine feeling that the Twitch stream does. And I feel like part of that is a lot of years of experience. And part of that is we have to really show out because it's Twitch. And either way, whatever the reason is, no, on the user end, again, flawless might have been a little strong, but it's been.
I like that word.
I know you do. I know you do. But I'm saying, like, look, there haven't been a lot of stream drops. There hasn't been a lot of like weird interim shit. Even on the West Coast bracket, like on the fly, it's our first one. Like it was we even talked about this privately and on the show. For being the first one, we were like, yo, this is a nice clip. It's moving very, very quickly. It's moving very swiftly, and from then till now, like there are all these changes and they're minute. Not everybody notices them, but like with the hosts, you guys, whatever. So it has gotten incrementally cleaner for people who have been paying attention to that. But from right off rip, it was just impressive that it was like, yo, we've seen so many live events, but like, why is this one so like just really?
Yeah, I appreciate that. I think the biggest factor between this setup and previous events is that this setup is more of a film shoot, while the other ones are more of live events. So like when you're at a club, I don't know if you guys have actually been to a live battle event, but you have like a venue for like 8 hours, and then you have like hour and a half long breaks between battles because you can't find somebody or somebody hasn't shown up yet, or you got drunk people on the stage that you have to get off or whatever. But this one is just treated as a film shoot. The only people that are there are like essential people, and then they know when their time is, this is your slot, all this kind of stuff, in, out, everybody knows their places, and then we're wrapped ASAP. So the other times we kind of like, we have the venue for this long, or we have to sell this much alcohol, or yada, 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 all these other factors that are out of our control, that we're having to play music videos or BS commentary for an hour and a half talking about God knows what. So I think fans pick up on that pretty quickly. But now that we're kind of like at the reins of like designing everything from the first second to the last second, whether it be graphics or timing or commentary or judges, anything like that, it's a lot more, streamlined. And I think now with everybody's short attention span, people like that more than just hearing the host talk for an hour and a half about what they ate for lunch or what they think about what happened a year ago or something like that.
I mean, look, your words to God's ears. But so look, we're gonna move towards wrapping here because we've been on for like a hot second. But Clayton, you got to come on separately at some point. We got to grill you because you obviously have some great insight.
Appreciate that.
No, like for real though, like here's the thing, like everybody wants to talk about all the battlers and the lines and the COVID paper and the whatever, but like this is like it's not unprecedented given caffeine, but like this is not like a normal thing, right? Like this is like a thing that may and probably will and should crescendo into something moving forward, right? So for us at least, like we want to talk to everybody who is doing their, whatever their work is with it, because it's not a new idea, but it's like a new successful idea.
It's a huge opportunity. Like I think all the leagues kind of moving into their own apps or outside platforms or whatever, it's creating this new like era of battle rap that's really different than the YouTube era. And this is just the beginning of that. Hopefully, like you said, it does crescendo into this new wave of like, this is just the beginning type thing. Like you've seen Twitch and all the money that's in that kind of stuff. Like the sky's the limit with what's next. So that's why we literally dropped everything and just started moving towards this, because we knew that if there was ever a time to really show off, it's right now.
Well, you have a captive audience with COVID, so.
Yeah, and that too. Everybody's just stuck online. They can't really do anything but watch Twitch, fortunately.
Did you hear that? Yeah. He was like, haha, I know. All right, so cool. Look, thank you for talking to us. I'm going to hit you up because we're going to have our own talk with you at some point. But to get back to the man holding the phone near your face because he was not planning for this, I do need to say, thank you for ruining our entire show, Avocado.
Oh, awesome. That's perfect. Here, I'm going to give the phone back to Kyle so he can do his little sign off and you guys can say your little parting words. Sound good? All right. Hello.
You didn't hear that then, right?
No, I didn't.
I wanted to thank you for ruining our show.
Well, thank you for having me on.
Because I have dad jokes. So anyway.
No, I appreciate it for real. Like, I appreciate you guys taking the time out to talk to me. Give Clayton a voice too, but not to drive all over the country.
I can't wait. But as I told him, like we're gonna have Clayton on for his own show, so I'm gonna hit you up after this. But
Good. I'm actually his manager, so I take 10%. So.
I can't. Okay.
All right, so we good? We got everything covered we needed to, Amy?
I mean, I could talk to him all day long, but like not about shit anybody wants to hear about. So
yeah, I'm sure I could do a 12-hour show with him too, talking about battle rap. Let's go back to the very first time you ever watched battles. Spend a whole day.
Real.
But no, for real though, we appreciate the time. Tell Clayton thanks a lot for chiming in there, and Amy's gonna hook up something with him. So we look forward to having him on in the future, and getting to know, like, as Amy said, the man behind the man, and appreciate you coming on. So for Kyle, because he doesn't like to be called Avocado apparently, Kyle Gray, for Amy Barton, I'm Jay Kelly. This is the Building Downtown. Peace.
Building downtown. Building downtown. Building downtown. Building downtown.